Hello everyone, welcome back. We have started chapter 1, the solid state. So far, we have seen the characteristics of solids, the difference between the crystalline and amorphous solids. We have also seen the classification of crystalline solids. Today, in this video lecture, we are going to cover the characteristics of crystalline solids. Now, you are seeing two different figures, figure 1.5 and figure 1.6 on your screen. First, we are going to learn figure 1.5. What you are noticing is a cube, three-dimensional cube. So, the main characteristic of crystalline solid is a regular and repeating pattern of constituent particles. We have already learned the constituent particles could be ions, atoms, or group of atoms which we call molecules. So, as you can see in the diagram, each particle with green circle is called lattice point, which brings out a three-dimensional arrangement of this point in the space, which we called crystal lattice. Here, because it's in the cube form, it is written cubic lattice. There are 14 types of three-dimensional lattice which are possible in this world. They are called Bravais lattice. Bravais. Bravais was a French mathematician who first described this, and to honor him, they are known together as Bravais lattice. The characteristics of this crystal lattice are what you can see. Each points are lattice points, or which we call lattice site. Each point in a crystal lattice represents one constituent particles. That means, what you can see, the green circles you can imagine with either an ion or an atom or a molecule. Because they are joined together with a straight line, they comes out with certain kind of geometry. Now I am taking a dissection of this cube, red part, and now this dissection is a unit cell. Now, what is a unit cell? How you define unit cell? So, unit cell can be defined as the smallest portion of this crystal lattice, which, when repeated in different directions, generates the entire lattice. It can be represented with 6 parameters, and these typical parameters are 3 edges and 3 axial angles. The edges are small a, small b, and small c, which are as of now perpendicular, but it is not necessary that they are always perpendicular. Second, the angles alpha, beta and gamma. The alpha is the angle between the two edges B and C, and thus beta is an axial angle between two edges A and C. Similarly, gamma is the axial angle between A and B. So this unit cell is actually the smallest portion. I have taken the dissection, and you can see the smallest portion of this cubic lattice, which repeated at the regular interval in the different direction to give you lattice, and the parameters are 3 edges, axial edges and 3 bond angles. Now moving to the next topic, that is the classification of the unit cells. So these unit cells can be broadly divided into mainly two different categories. First is the primitive unit cell. The first figure you can see the primitive unit cell, and second category is the centered unit cell. You can see figure 2, figure 3 and figure 4. The centered unit cells are further classified into 3 types. One is body centered, the second is face centered, and last is end centered. We will see the characteristic one by one. First, the category primitive unit cell. It is also called the simple unit cell, where the constituent particles, you can imagine the atoms, are only on the corners. This corner 1, corner 2, corner 3, corner 4, corner 5, 6, 7 and 8. So you can just imagine a room or a classroom where you are sitting. This simple room has 8 different corners, 4 upper corners and 4 lower corners. So that cell you can imagine as a unit cell or simple cell, or we can together call it as primitive unit cell. Now moving to the second category, that is centered unit cell. It is defined as when a unit cell contains one or more constituent particles present at position other than the corners. In addition to those at corners, they are called centered unit cell. That means you can see in figure 2, figure 3 and figure 4, all corners are occupied, all 8 corners are occupied, but in addition to this, you will also find one or more constituent particles, that is atom, ion or molecule, together with these corners, occupied atoms, ions or molecules. So they are called the centered unit cell. First kind of centered unit cell is called body centered. Now what is body centered? It is abbreviated as BCC, body centered cell. In such a unit cell, one constituent particle is at its body center, besides the ones that they are present at its corner. So 8 corners are occupied, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. But what you find here, in the center of the cell, one constituent particle is present. So now you can imagine a room where you are sitting. All corners, upper corners and lower corners are occupied, and in the middle of the room you will find one particle. So this becomes the body centered unit cell. Second category, subcategory of this centered cell, that is FCC, phase centered unit cell. In such a unit cell, the constituent particles are present at the center of each phase, besides the ones that are present at all the corners. Now you can imagine a room where you are sitting. All corners are occupied. Upper corners 1, 2, 3, 4. Lower corners are occupied 5, 6, 7, 8. Now you have 6 walls. 4 walls, one on the top and the other at the bottom. So in the middle of these walls, what we call phase, are occupied with one constituent particle. Let's see one by one. This is wall number 1. This is wall number 2. This is wall number 3. This is wall number 4. So all 4 walls are occupied, where in the center of each wall you can imagine one constituent particle. Now the top, the ceiling where the fan is, and the lower bottom where you will find the constituent particle. So this is very practical idea to get information about the phase centered unit cell. This way you can imagine. And the last type is end centered, which is least talked. In such a unit cell, the one constituent particle is present at the corner of 2 opposite faces, besides the ones present at its all corners. So the main criteria or the main condition for being ECC, that is end centered cell, is any 2 opposite faces among these 6 phases, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Any 2 opposite faces must be occupied with the constituent particles along with all 4 corners, the upper corners and the lower corners. So let's see, this is upper corners 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That means the upper 4 corners and the lower 4 corners are occupied with the constituent particles. Moreover, you can imagine the ceiling, where the ceiling fan is available in the middle of the ceiling, and the bottom where you are sitting. So they are opposite faces to each other, and this kind of cell becomes end-centered cell or ECC. So that is all about the characteristics of this end-centered unit cell. Together, the classification of unit cells. I hope you are clear with crystal lattice, unit cells and classification of unit cells. Thank you. Thanks for watching this video. Stay tuned for more videos.